made a comparison with you and Nas, man. Everybody been talking about it. Now, why out of everybody you pick Nas, bro?
I didn't do it.
They asked him.
No.
They asked him a question.
New song?
No.
You don't like Ace Trumpets?
What's so great about it?
It's so good.
You're not in my top 50. You might be in Charlemagne's top 50 and things like that,
Pusha top
but
50.
you haven't done that much for me in my life. Like, I didn't never want to be like Pusha. I never had a Pusha moment with him.
Jim Jones really thought he could come for the legends like it was sweet. First Nas, then Pusha T, back-to-back disses like he had a death wish for his own career. Now, his spot in the game is barely hanging on. All it took was a few wild comments and the whole culture flipped on him. He said Nas was never really that impactful, then had the nerve to call Pusha T overrated. He even bragged, "I made Nas go viral again." Like, what?
My son can't tell you one Nas record. You heard? Like, let's keep it a buck.
That one reckless quote lit the fuse. And some say it's the exact moment Jim crossed a line he can't ever walk back from. Because what followed, it didn't feel like regular rap beef. Nah, this felt deeper. Like the culture was slowly closing the door on him on purpose. The same culture he once helped build is now acting like he's expired goods.
I admired Nas. But remember, Nas' first record, The Barbecue, came out when I was in 11th grade. So Nas was my idol when I was young. Like, you dig? Came to dressing, the wordplay, the music, everything. I was a superior Nas fan. Period. I'd never take that away from him. But then as I got in the game, you got to realize that your rivals would be idols, and not to take anything away from that. I developed my own style and my own lane that these kids start to gravitate towards the same way I gravitated towards Nas when I was younger and things like that. It's a whole different generation.
That quote started spreading like wildfire, and then came the fallout. His Summer Jam set mysteriously got cut, no explanation. Pusha T, he's still applying pressure, and he's not letting up anytime soon. So what really happened here? Was this just Jim's ego spiraling out of control? Or did he poke at something bigger, something that was already plotting his exit? Let's be real. He wasn't just throwing shade at Nas's recent tracks. He tried to erase a whole legacy. A man who's shaped hip-hop since the 90s. Let's break it down.
I came into light and started going crazy that these kids love me. They don't really know who Nas is. If he's 22, he's born in 03.
Not all of them. Some of them know.
You know what I mean?
A lot of them know.
Jim Jones didn't just say this anywhere. He dropped that grenade on the Joe and Jada podcast. A chill space known for laughs and side stories, not for starting all-out war with hip-hop royalty. But instead of catching himself or easing off, Jim doubled down like he was untouchable. He straight up claimed Nas never meant that much to the culture and even hinted that his own Billboard stats might be stronger than Nas's. Like, seriously?
Yeah, Jimmy boy, you should have never brought this up. Y'all are only 3 years apart, and Nas is just like murdering you. You asked us to look up the stats, and here they are. Like, Jim Jones, like, you got a couple songs. I mean, like, literally, it's a couple. But we're talking about Nas. Let me show y'all Nas's last projects. Nas been getting it in since 2018. Jimmy, when the last time you put out an album? Oh, would you look at that? You have been dropping music. You really been dropping music. But nobody's heard it. Nobody's listening.
Let's be real. Nas ain't just a rapper. That man is hip-hop foundation. Illmatic is literally taught in universities. His rhyme schemes still give veteran rappers sleepless nights. And King's Disease? That was a full-blown reminder that Nas is still evolving, still dangerous. Meanwhile, Jim out here talking like he just dropped The Chronic or redefined the genre himself. It wasn't about rap anymore. This was full-blown ego talking.
I'm way more influential than Nas, and I don't care what nobody say. I know I made a little boo-boo when you talk about the sales and all this type of shit. I don't feel like getting into that rhetoric about where I started and where he started.
Well, you said that
but listen, Nas was nice when I was in high school. When I was in 10th grade, Nas came out. Nas was dope. We appreciated him. He had a little bit of run.
And the wildest part? He dragged his own kid into it. Like, bro, what kind of example is that? You're beefing with legends and pulling your child into it like this is a family feud. The internet wasted no time. People went in hard. Side-by-side receipts were popping up everywhere. Every Nas award, every sold-out tour, every certified classic lined up next to Jim's stats. And let's just say, it wasn't looking good.
But Nas always came up second to Jay and DMX and all these other people. Like, he
Ain't
never
no
had
shame in that. There a lot of mofos came up second to Tom Brady.
He never had that type of influence on us, except for his first album.
All of this over a hot take nobody asked for. A one-man mission to rewrite hip-hop history, and now he's getting cooked for it. Most folks would apologize, or at least go quiet. Not Jim backing down. Nah, he went full throttle. He pulled up on nightcap, stared Shannon Sharp dead in the face, and tripled down. Said with his chest, Nas never had the influence people think. Then he took it even further, claiming Nas was always in second place. But second to who exactly? Jay-Z? DMX? That argument don't even hold up. These three were never playing the same game.
I already told you, I used to want to dress like Nas because he had a lot of fresh clothes that the hustlers used to wear and shit, and we used to see him on TV. He had one of the illest albums of all time. And then in high school when he had the barbecue and shit like that. So I'm a real fan of Nas, but he kind of lost me after the movie Belly and shit like that.
Nas brought that poetic, deep-thinking energy. Jay was all slick talk, business-minded flex. And DMX, that man was raw emotion and unfiltered chaos. Each of them stood alone in their own lane. Comparing Nas to Jay or X is like trying to compare Kendrick Lamar to Future. Two totally different vibes, two different legacies. Saying Nas never led the pack, that's not a hot take, that's straight up rewriting history. And the wildest part, Jim don't even hide the fact he used to be a fan. He openly said as a teen he wanted to dress like Nas. So let's get this straight. He's dismissing an entire 30-year legacy. Based on a movie Nas did in 1998, that's where things start sounding delusional. This ain't about facts or stats anymore. This feels personal. Jim out here acting like he needs Nas to rank below him just to validate his own place in the game. And it's not rap talk anymore. This is about positioning. Jim's trying to force his name into the GOAT convo. What Jim really revealed? His deep insecurity about never being mentioned with the greats, and it's showing loud and clear. And if you thought he might finally cool off, nope. On Bag Fuel, he dropped the most delusional quote yet in this whole saga. He didn't just say Nas wasn't relevant, he didn't just call him second best. Jim went full fantasy mode and claimed he's the one who made Nas go viral again. Like he personally hit the revive button on one of the most respected MCs in history. According to Jim, the whole culture owes him a thank you just for reminding folks that Nas exists. Yeah, that's what we're dealing with now. In the internet, they weren't having it. One fan clapped back hard. The only reason you're being talked about is because you're saying wild stuff about Nas. That's it. Folks only interviewing you for clicks. Another posted, the disrespect coming from Jim is insane. I'm tired of it. You don't earn points by dragging legends. This ain't it. And facts are facts. Nas never stopped working. He's been active, dropping 3 albums in 5 years, securing a Grammy, and packing out sold-out shows back-to-back. Nas been working. While Jim, he's been podcast hopping, trying to stay relevant with sound bites. He really thought he was sparking a new trend. What he actually lit was the fuse on his own career's funeral. Let's rewind to 2024. The Louis Vuitton Spring Summer Show in Paris, pure power in one room. We're talking Beyonce, Jay-Z, Rihanna, LeBron. Every icon in music, fashion, and culture packed into one crowd. Cameras flashing, history being made. Pharrell's stepping out as the new head of Louis Vuitton Men's, debuting his first collection. Big moment. But then the beat drops, and everything shifts. This ain't just some runway soundtrack, it's clips. After a decade in the shadows, Pusha T and his brother No Malice came back swinging with a brand new unreleased track, and the lyrics? Whew! The energy changed instantly. Even Jay-Z was rocking with it. And make no mistake, this wasn't just a slick diss. This was a full-on declaration of war. And the timing? Impeccable. The biggest fashion show of the year, and they use it to fire a lyrical missile right at Jim.
You chase the feature, I'll be your element. And don't slap down, it's under inspection. The question marks block your blessing.
Everyone knew who that chasing a feature out of your element line was aimed at. It was Jim. He tried to ride the wave by linking up with Drake right after Drake got honored by Dipset in Harlem. But that's the same Drake who got obliterated by Pusha in the story of Adidon and still hasn't bounced back fully. This wasn't Pusha T dropping some random diss on SoundCloud. Nah, this was chess, not checkers. This was Pusha turning Paris Fashion Week into a battleground. He didn't just clap back, he staged an ambush in front of the world's elite.
Can you sing along the 5 Pusha T records right now? His records.
Yes.
His records?
Yeah.
Name
I
them.
love Pusha. Nostalgia.
Oh, you was a Pusha T fan. He's like,
you know.
I didn't know he had fans like that. Can you name 5 Pusha T records? No, his records. Pusha T, I love your soul, my dog. You're not in my top 50. You might be in Charlemagne's top 50 and things like that, but you haven't done that much for me in my life. Like, I didn't never want to be like Pusha. I never had a Pusha moment in my life. I never thought, like, you dig? Like,
Where I'm from, niggas want to be like you if you was really that dude and that rapper and things
Wayne
like that.
wanted to
It's
be like Pusha.
shit.
He was influenced by Pusha.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's why Pusha did the Mr. Me Too record.
Okay, cool. You a very strong Pusha T fan. You heard? But what else has he bring to the game? Did he make people want to dress like him? Did he have some slang that everybody was talking like him? There would be the girls, all the girls wanted to do him. Like, what is you did?
Meanwhile, Jim, he took it to the podcast circuit, Breakfast Club, Rap Caviar, Drink Champs, dragging Pusha's name like he was desperate to get a reaction, said, Pusha ain't even top 50. But Push, he didn't flinch. He didn't jump into the mic wars. Instead, he brought billionaires, luxury brands, and goats to the front row of his payback. That's a different kind of power play.
The future is not something you wait for. It's something you build. It lives in the hands of the doers, the dreamers, the people who refuse to stand still. Resorts World is more than a casino. It's energy. It's opportunity. It's hope for the borough. A second chance for some, a first step for many. It's where community gathers, not just to win, but to build a future once imagined. This isn't just business, this is legacy. And now, it's time to invest in us.
And let's not forget the symbolism. This wasn't just about the bars, it was about the moment. The backdrop was just as lethal as the lyrics. Pharrell produced the track. Yes, the same Pharrell who helped shape Clips' whole sound, a man rooted in both Virginia grit and fashion royalty. They dropped Chains and Whips, a track reportedly crafted inside Louis Vuitton's Paris HQ, looking out over the Seine River. Yeah, that deep. Pharrell even told the New York Times while pointing out the exact window. This was made in this room. We just started walking around looking out this window, and you see all this. I mean, we're beating the system, bro. While Pusha was out here playing chess with billionaires in Paris, Nas was silently building an empire back in Queens. And while Jim was chasing clout on podcasts and praying for blog headlines, Nas was launching Resorts World Queens, a jaw-dropping 350,000 square foot casino project backed by a $5 billion vision. This ain't no average celeb deal. This is Nas locking in infrastructure, equity, and generational wealth for his borough. He's not just winning for himself, he's putting Queens on the map in a whole new way. Meanwhile, Jim's somewhere bragging about Summer Jam bookings like it's still 2008. Nas didn't need to drop a diss track, he dropped receipts. And trust, they landed way harder than any bars could. Fans saw it immediately. The comments under Nas's post, brutal. Someone else can't stop yapping because he's chasing viral moments. Meanwhile, Nas is out here making real boss moves. That's the energy. When you're truly rich, respected, and still relevant, you don't need to talk. Your moves do the talking. And Jim, he got humbled real quick. Summer Jam 2024, he finally gets the spotlight he's been chasing all year. But the moment he steps on stage, crickets. Then came the knockout. Funkmaster Flex, yeah, the same Flex who'd always backed Jim, cuts his set short. You could see it hit Jim in real time. This was supposed to be his big moment. But all that energy he built around the beef, it flatlined. Because when the lights hit and it was time to deliver, Jim didn't bring hits. He brought drama. Still, he wasn't done. Nah, Jim had one more diss loaded, and this time it got personal. After that legendary Louis Vuitton moment, Pusha T stayed quiet publicly. But behind the scenes, oh, the street's been talking.
You went viral on the Spotify Rap Happy Hour podcast.
Yes.
About
Man,
Pusha T.
People don't like people, yeah, see? There we go. And then look what happens. But I'm ready for all things, man. Shouts to Pusha, shouts to that guy, shouts to the clips. You know what I mean? Congratulations.
Do you like the new song?
Nope. But you know.
You don't like Ace Trumpets?
What's so great about it?
It's so good.
It's good.
It's so, oh man.
It's good.
So yeah, there's something going on that you ain't tell us about,
it's
bro.
It's good in what? A nostalgic value of it.
You don't think Ace Trumpets is hard?
I don't believe them. But that's a whole nother story. I don't want to downplay nobody's craft of it.
Word is, he's far from finished. Insiders close to Clips say their reunion album is packed with surgical-level disses aimed straight at Jim's neck. That Paris track, that was just the opening shot. The rest, way darker. Some folks are already calling it the Coke Bear moment, where because Push ain't just sending warning shots anymore, he's stepping fully into that villain role and he's loving every second of it. He's not playing nice, he's not holding back. And if Jim keeps running his mouth, the next round might just be lyrical murder. And here's the wildest part. It's not just about the bars, it's about the setup. Pusha's comeback is surrounded by billionaires, fashion moguls, and high-end stages. Meanwhile, Jim, he's rapping in Harlem alleyways, trying to revive his career over the same exact beat he just got buried on. Yeah, you read that right. Jim tried to flip chains and whips into a response track. Jim really went too far with this one. He even tried to drag No Malice into the mess, and that's where he completely crossed the line. You want to go at Pusha? Fine. But bringing up No Malice, a man who stepped away from rap, embraced faith, and changed his whole life, that's not just a diss, that's pure disrespect. Pusha hasn't clapped back yet, but if you know his track record, you know he don't move fast, he moves smart. And when he does strike, it's surgical. Then Jim made his biggest mistake yet. He dissed Clips' new single Chains and Whips on camera during an interview. One last desperate jab, he tried to play it cool, saying, I never really listened to Clips. But the fake chill was see-through. The insecurity was written all over his face because deep down he knows they cooked him. And now, the whole energy has shifted. It's not just Nas and Pusha closing the chapter on Jim, it's the entire culture. Blogs are flaming him. Even longtime Dipset fans are telling him to let it go. This wasn't a beef, this was a reality check. Jim walked into a heavyweight arena thinking he had bars for kings and got crushed by silence, strategy, and billionaire precision. He's not trending, he's not charting, he's not even part of the convo anymore. And the real twist? Clips' full album hasn't even dropped yet. That might be the final nail in the coffin. So if you thought this beef was wild, just wait until you hear what's coming next. Make sure to like, subscribe, drop your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see you on the next one.